Welcome back to College Football Addiction. A big one again for Colorado this week. We're talking with Drake Toll of Locked On Big 12. Drake, how you doing, bud?
Great, TJ. The Big 12 is in a spot where a couple dominoes have to fall correctly for the league to get two college football playoff teams in, but one of those is Colorado, and that's a good place to be.
Yeah, so Colorado with a win last week against Texas Tech didn't play especially well early, but found a way to score 5 straight times. And when you do that and your defense gets stops every time, it's, I don't want to say easy to win, but you usually find your way to victory more often than not. Listen, we had some doubts about Colorado coming into the year. Could they get bowl eligible? Could they? And, you know, if you look at opponents' strength of schedule, yeah, they have not played the murderer's row that some teams have in the Big 12. Some teams in the Big 12 haven't lived up to their end of the bargain. We thought Colorado's schedule was a lot tougher than it has been early in the year, but man, hats off, because they're finding ways to win games. And, you know, it all kind of starts with, the best player in the country and one of the best quarterbacks in the country too.
Yeah, no doubt. For Colorado, their schedule, I mean, you look at the Arizona game, they've been underwhelming this year. Cincinnati's kind of the middle of the pack team. Texas Tech has been so up and down, and UCF did not live up to their hype. But still, when you're winning the games in front of you, that puts you in a position now to go 10-2 in the regular season and be in the conversation for the college football playoff. And then moving forward, Utah, Kansas, Oklahoma State, pretty much consensus top 3, top 4 teams in the Big 12 preseason, and all of them have underwhelmed. Now, Kansas is playing its best football right now. That game at 2:30 on Fox here in a couple weeks is going to be a huge one. But the Utah game, the Oklahoma State game, those should be fairly easy wins for Colorado. You see that reflected in the 10-point spread. And while TJ, you, myself, anyone with a microphone preseason said Colorado wouldn't contend for a Big 12 title, maybe they could make some noise. The bowl game, getting to a bowl game was going to be the standard. All of a sudden, Colorado at 10-2 is in the Big 12 championship, and with a win there, we're talking about Deion Sanders in the college football playoff. And the best part about the Buff schedule the rest of the way, they control their own destiny no matter who they play as far as their odds of getting to Arlington.
Yeah, so when you look at this Utah game, Utah laid it all out on the line, and they were this close to upsetting BYU in the Holy War, and we'll talk about BYU later. But does Utah have anything left in the tank? I mean, I know you're not there. I know you're not in the locker room with them, but my thought would be, how do they have anything left after last week?
Yeah, at 4-5 overall, 1-5 in conference play, your athletic director is on the field during the game, during that final play, and the flag is thrown because of that. He shows his butt. So does your head coach. I know Utah fans, by and large, agree that there was an overstepping from their administration, I should say, and their coaching staff on Saturday. And then how does that reflect to the players? If I'm the starting left guard for Utah and I see the entire country talking about how my athletic director not only embarrassed the university, but cost the university $40,000, my head coach is tossing a chair. And the reason that Mark Harlan, the AD there, said that he reacted in that way is because he'd just come from the locker room where those players were so demoralized that it caused him to lash out in that way.
What if you could make risk-free profits in sports betting? Now, this may sound too good to be true, but let me explain. The sports betting market in the U.S. is so fragmented, with each sports book setting their own odds. This means that there are many opportunities to profit when two books get out of sync. You can bet on both sides. You can bet over on one book and under on another and lock in a risk-free profit. This strategy is called arbitrage, and it's the core of OddsJam. OddsJam scans hundreds of sports books in real time to find these bets, helping thousands of bettors earn tens of thousands of dollars every single month. Look at the results yourself. And here's the best part. You can try it for free. OddsJam offers a 7-day risk-free trial, giving you access to all of its data-driven tools, including the Arbitrage and Positive EV Finder. If you don't love it, cancel with one click, no strings attached. Are you ready to bet smarter? Use promo code CFA for College Football Addiction to get 35% off your first month after the trial. Don't miss out on making smarter, risk-free bets with OddsJam today.
If that's the message your AD is sending, 1, we're not happy with the Big 12 right now. 2, my players are so distraught that I need to come on the podium, address the media first, and again, show my butt. That says a lot about a Utah team that was preseason number 1 in this conference and now can't seem to win a game. They've lost 5 straight in the Big 12. They're now on the road at Colorado. They play Iowa State, who is not playing its best football, but still a very good squad. And UCF, we've seen on an uptrend with their new quarterback addition, Dylan Risk, who's really jumped onto the scene. If you're the Utes, there's a world in which you go 4-8, and there's especially a world in which you go 5-7 and miss a bowl game with what was the best roster in school history preseason.
Yeah, everyone, when you looked at everybody with their, here's my projection for the playoff, Utah was in everybody's.
Holy cow,
And
yeah.
the Big 12 was the toughest of all the conferences to pick. Don't get me wrong. But, Utah was in everyone's. So, Colorado coming off of, I wouldn't say an emotional victory, but a victory that, they had to fight for and they had to work pretty hard for.
No
and
doubt.
it was a one-score game, before the fumble that Shiloh picked up and walked into the end zone. So it was closer than maybe that 14 points late. What concerns you from the Colorado perspective about Utah? Like, we talked about where they are emotionally, but is there a matchup that you would say, here's where Utah could potentially take advantage?
Well, Utah's defense has graded well all season long, and that's something that hasn't changed. They actually moved up analytically after this last week, despite their loss to BYU. So I've been all over how good Utah's defense has been in the face of their offense being as porous as it is. I have it up right now. Utah, in the nation, number 6 overall in defensive success rate. That is going to give Colorado a tough time. Utah defensively 36th in the country against the pass as well. And TJ, I talk a lot about how that's a hump your defense has to get over when it's faced with a putrid offense on the other side. Utah's defense is effectively playing its offense because the second that defense gets a stop, the offense turns it over. The offense goes 3 and out, and your defense is right back out there. If I am a starting linebacker for Utah, my least favorite person in the world is anybody on the Utah offense right now because they will not toss this defense a bone. That being said, for Colorado, you're going to have a turnover or two. You're going to struggle. You're going to go 3 and out at some point against this Utah defense. But then the good news for the Buffs is that the Utah offense gets to take the field. And TJ, they are, drum roll please, 120th in the nation on 3rd and 4th down success rate, 104th in efficiency in the pass, 97th in the country in efficiency with the run. That is how we say in our industry, not good.
Yeah, well, the team that I cheer for is 133rd. So, yeah. All right. Off of that for a moment. Is the Heisman Travis Hunter's award to lose at this point?
Yeah, it's got to be. It's got to be. We were looking all across the country for, is it Jackson Dart? Preseason kid Carson Beck step up and make a move? And is it the kid from Boise State who stands like a toy army soldier and then just takes the ball as far as he wants to take it? But now each of those guys from Jonty have dropped off, and Travis Hunter is still doing a lot on both sides of the ball. I mean, I ask you, is Jackson Dart playing defense? I mean, how many interceptions does Jackson Dart have? And Travis Hunter is the only player in the country who's not just doing it on both sides of the ball, but at an elite level on both sides of the ball. In your scouting report meetings, the defensive coordinator has circled Travis Hunter. The offensive coordinator has circled Travis Hunter. It's the same player. This is one guy who makes up 2 out of the 22 positions on the football field at a very high level. And preseason, TJ, what I would have made a case against Travis Hunter for was his not inability to play on offense, but inability to be a star when guys like Jimmy Horn Jr. exist for Colorado. But still, he's become the preferred target for Shedeur Sanders. He's shocked everybody on that side of the ball. When you're doing it at this high of a rate on offense and defense, I don't see how it can go to someone else. And by the way, we've seen here in the last couple of years, look at LSU. They have a Heisman Trophy winner in a season where they weren't at an elite level. Colorado right now they're a 10-win team very likely this season. Not only are they winning games, Travis Hunter is playing at his best football. I think it's his to lose, no doubt.
Yeah, so with the game coming up this weekend, you mentioned it. They're, about a 10-point favorite against Utah.
Yeah,
do you have a pick in this one? Do you think they cover that? Do you think they win kind of going away?
Yeah, I mean, if you take the analytics, they would pick Colorado at 33-19, the final score. The Buffs with an 85% chance of victory. One team coming off of a great road win, another coming off of home heartbreak, where the locker room, the coaching staff, the administration seems to be in absolute shambles. Give me the Buffs by at least 10.
Yeah, Colorado does play a lot better at home, too. That's been a place that they've been really, really good. I know that's where they lost to Kansas State, but Kansas State, a pretty good team.
And they were in that one till the very end.
Yep. Had the lead with 3 minutes.
Yep.
And so they are a lot better at home. I think they win it kind of going away. Wouldn't be surprised. Hey, last week they started slow. They had four straight three. Well, one wasn't a 3-and-out, but 4 straight punts to start the game. And they never really got rattled. Last year's team, I think, would have gotten rattled.
We don't even know who's going to play quarterback for Utah. I mean, they might roll you or myself out there, TJ. Maybe their only option at this. Maybe Mark Harlan suits up.
Yeah, you could have it. So, Drake, where can people follow you, man? Where can they find your work?
Yeah, at LO Big 12 on Twitter or at Drake C. Toll. Wherever you find your podcast every day and YouTube, that is Locked On Big 12.
Awesome, man. Thanks, bud.
Yeah.